Okay, so this is an interesting one. Prince Namor, the Submariner, and I don't know if you guys know, but if you spell Namor backwards, you get Roman, which is where they got his name from. So he's a Roman prince that lives in the sea. And this is done by one of my favorite artists, John Buscema. Pretty sure that's who did this. Looks like his style. And I don't know who drew it inside. Marie Severin. Oh, and she was good. She was good. But anyway, the cover looks like it was done by John Buscema. And I was looking at this and I'm going, okay, how are the arm bones going to be under here? And something didn't look right. So what I did is I turned the arm over. I turned the comic over like this. And then if you look at this structure here, that doesn't look right to me. So what I'm saying is that you will find mistakes in some of your favorite artists, and it's no big deal because we all make mistakes. But when I'm trying to figure out how to draw the bones here, this just didn't make sense. So let's have a look at it and see if we can figure out exactly what I'm talking about here. So the head is here. You know, basically we have the neck here like this. I guess the head is turned a little bit that way. So he's suffering. That's the point. So we have the head of the humerus here on this side, and we would have it about here on this side. Now what to me looked wrong is if this is the collarbone here, and the other one would go over to here, of course, and then you have the big old chest muscles because Prince Namor has a pretty thick chest, and these are the pecs here, like that, something like that. And then his hand is going up to his throat, so there's a thumb, there's the hand, there's a finger, 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 finger. And then the hand goes up, let me see, about this direction here. And there's the elbow. And the forearm muscles. And then he's got the bracelet. And more forearm muscles. Traps, deltoids, biceps. Traps. Now here's where it got interesting to me. Deltoids. So if this is the collarbone, you would have the deltoids here. You would have the front deltoids go over here to the collarbone a little bit. And then the pecs actually attach to the arm. They attach underneath the deltoids like this. So you're not going to have this extra bulge, like you don't have a pec and then another pec. So in here you're going to have the pec muscles go up under here, something like that, and then from the top the pecs would go to the arm like that also, and then you're going to have the rest of the chest however you want to configure it and draw it like that. So that's all you would have. You wouldn't have this other big muscle here like that. And then the bicep is going to, if this is the pec, these are your deltoids, then the biceps are going to be facing like this. Now the arm is going out. Actually, let's see, the arm is going this way. So deltoids are going to be really stretched out. The pec is going to be really stretched out. And let me see, the elbow would be like this, because that arm, even though the bones are crossed over, so this is the radius down to the thumb, and underneath is the ulna crossing over to the pinky. So here's the hand, like that. The thumb is over here. So radius on top to the thumb, and then the ulna or the elbow bone would be underneath, crossed to the pinky side. And let me just, yeah, so that would be right. And then you got the knuckles of the hand like that, and the pinky's over here. So this might even be a little bit over here, more like that. And this might be crossed over a little more like that. There you go. So now you're going to see the tricep back here, because this board, the board that we draw, is going to be flat facing this way. We're going to see the bicep come up here like this, because the deltoid's going to be here, the shoulder muscles, and the bicep goes under that. So if we drew some contour lines of the biceps, they would go like that. The triceps would be going back here like that. Forearm muscles and the radius and what do you call it? Radialis muscle would start in here and come around, and all the other muscles like that. So we would not have this and then this. That wouldn't happen. Okay. The only thing you might have is if you saw some lats under there like that. But this would still be the pec, and these would be lats in shadow under here, probably in shadow. And then you're going to have some abs and all that. So let's turn it back over, actually. And this one here, yeah, this makes sense that the cylinder would be this way. This would be, and if they're like this, they are going to be parallel. They're not going to be crossed over. So this will be the elbow, the ulna to the pinky side right here. And then here on the top of this would be the radius going over to the thumb, like this here, because there's the thumb going up to his neck like that. Okay, and then we can draw all the legs and all that stuff, which I'm not going to get into too much. So it's kind of fun doing this and figuring stuff out, seeing if your favorite artist made any mistakes or not. But those are the pioneers, those are the heroes I grew up with, watching and loving all their drawings. So any which way, that's that. That was Submariner number 18. Okay. All right, so here's Power Pack. I have a pretty cool Power Pack collection, but this short series here done by Guri Hiru, I think they're a Japanese artist duo, a couple of ladies from Japan. I just kind of like their style. I'm not a big manga guy, but I really like this style. So let's see if we can, I'll just do the dude here, and we will, let me see, what is that there, a little less shine. And yeah, let's lay this out. So we've got a head, shoulders are kind of slumped down, but the collarbones would be like so. This arm, so there would be the head of the humerus, and then because the elbow's down and it would be folding up like this, it's making me think that this is the cylinder for this would be pretty upright like that, so the arm could swing up like that, which means we're kind of seeing the edge of the bone there. We're kind of seeing it more like this, and let me see, this would be down like this, yeah, and then the arm would swing up like that. So we're seeing pretty much the edge of it, and it would be like that, and the arm would swing up towards the chest like that. So yeah, I think that's good. And therefore we would have some shoulder muscles. We would have, no, this would be the humerus, the ulna, going to the pinky, which would be this side of the hand here, pinky. And then, because you're putting your hand in your pocket, and your thumb would be over here, even though it's in the pocket. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. So the ulna would be here to the pinky, and the radius would be on top, so to speak, crossing over to the thumb, like that. Yep. That's right. And there's the body. There's like this. Something like that. Coming pretty much at us here with those big legs. All right, and this one here, the shoulder, the head of the humerus would be there. It's the elbow is back behind the body. It's going to be slightly up the joint like this, and then the hand is here. The thumb would be over here, and the pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger. So all in all, this is the pinky side right here, which means the pinky would go to here, and something's not looking quite right. Yeah, maybe a little flatter, that's all. A little flatter. So the elbow bone to the pinky would be here, and the radius would be over to the thumb like that. And yes, they would be parallel to each other, so maybe we would see it like this. Okay, now that's getting pretty messy. Let's clean that up. So it would be like this, and like this. The ulna would be here, and the radius would be here, like that. Okay, and there we go. Ear, the one line, nose, a mouth, an eye. You get the idea. Okay, something like that. So, and the flat of the, so over here the humerus would be facing down, like this would be the edge of it here, and then we'd see the flat of it here, and the bicep would be here, like that. And here the bicep would be kind of be facing underneath, like that, and the tricep stuff would be up here, like that. And the shoulder muscles would be like that. Chest would be here, the sternum, necktie, ribs, you get it. Okay, so that would be that. That's Power Pack. I don't know when it is. 2005. Okay, so and I'm just going to say Gurihiru. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's how I say it. And this is